Here's my audience, my parents. Imagine walking into a library where the books write themselves and yet nobody knows how to read a single word. This is the world we find ourselves in today. As generative AI tools become more present in our everyday lives, students are producing more work than ever, but are they actually learning anything? While generative AI is undoubtedly a transformative innovation, its unchecked use currently threatens students' cognitive development. Educational institutions must transition from policing AI to treating AI literacy as a foundational skill in today's world. Drawing on recent studies such as the 2026 OECD Digital Education Outlook and research from the Stanford Accelerator for Learning, I have analyzed where the intersection of academic integrity and the future of classroom learning lies. Today, we will examine the erosion of academic skills, how this problem is rooted in a gap in guidance within educational institutions, and the solution of integrating intentional AI literacy into the current curriculum. To understand why this digital transformation demands immediate attention, we must first look at the core problem taking place in our classrooms. Students are increasingly relying on AI tools to generate polished final products. The practice of instant generation completely bypasses the messy and necessary struggle of wrestling with difficult concepts. This results in the educational focus shifting away from genuine comprehension and into superficial machine-made output. Data from the 2026 HEPI student survey shows that academic integrity is under increasing amounts of pressure across multiple institutions. Students have found themselves navigating a vague gray area in which it is increasingly difficult to determine what constitutes legitimate collaboration and what constitutes unearned credit. By outsourcing all of the cognitive heavy lifting, students are losing the ability to independently organize complex information. The loss of this ability directly undermines the core purpose of higher education, which is to create independent and analytical thinkers. Now that we've established how cognitive skill erosion is threatening student development, we must ask, what is driving this widespread reliance? This brings us to our second point, the root cause behind the issue. Schools were caught off guard by the appearance of generative AI and initially responded with blanket bans rather than organized strategies. These reactive bans failed to provide students with a practical roadmap for responsible, ethical technology use. The 2026 OECD Digital Education Outlook highlights that students are universally recognizing AI as a career-critical competency. Despite this, students are finding themselves frustrated with the lack of clear instruction from faculty members. Current curriculum sticks to traditional take-home papers and reports. These types of assignments are the things that generative AI can do just like that. Recognizing the institutional gaps and outdated modules have left students with little wiggle room, we must look forward for another path. This leads us to our final point, solutions that can bridge the gap. Educators must transition toward in-class writing assessments. By emphasizing iterative drafts over final outputs, students are forced to demonstrate real engagement with the material. Schools must introduce formal training that teaches students how to cross-verify AI generative facts. Simplifying that technical boundary of these tools helps students understand when the AI produces incorrect outputs. Classrooms need to reframe artificial intelligence as a supportive brainstorming partner rather than a cheat sheet for all their assignments. This proactive approach equips graduates with clear standards of academic and professional integrity. As we bring these pieces together, it becomes clear that our educational future depends entirely on how we adapt. We have explored how AI-driven skill erosion is a real threat, how the current institutional inaction has fueled this problem, and how a focus on AI literacy can turn this challenge into a valuable opportunity. Generative AI is not going away. Our success is defined by how well we can restrict these tools. Is not defined by how well we can restrict these tools, but rather by how effectively we can teach the next generation to master them with integrity. As we move forward, let us ensure that our digital tools support the depth of character and genuine intellectual growth rather than shortcoming it. Thank you.